Oh, so you gonna sit up here in front like you doing me a favor, right? Since I put you on camera, you ain't got nothing to say, huh? So, really? Oh, you gonna act like you just moving my stuff and you just looking out for your mama, but in actuality, my own son kicking me the fuck out his damn house.
What's up, family? This is Rob and my wife D, and you are tuned into the Blueprint Family Jewels. Thank y'all for coming out tonight. I dug up some footage this morning, and I thought it was very interesting, especially as a segue of what I was talking about last night, and then also to the day before. We're talking about don't let this be you, modern women, and this goes into the narrative of choosing right decisions um, women in your prime so that you do not end up on the streets. It is a thing. And then a lot of young women do not think about this growing up, mainly young women. Um, we're talking about 18 to 28. That's what I'm talking about, 18 to 28. Make sure you make the right decisions in life because you have to think about retirement. These are things that I didn't think about in my early 20s that we all have to one day retire. There's life goals. We have life goals in our life. Um, you know, one of them is one of mine was to graduate high school, go to college, get a job, get a family. You know, something I didn't really think about was retirement, and what that looked like and what you have to do in order to position yourself well in life to have a successful retirement. And then also too, what I like to talked about last night before, minimizing risk. Growing up, you need to do everything that you possibly can do to minimize risks. Um, and I'm not talking about investment risks. I'm talking about lifestyle and life changing risks. You have to make sure that you play the game of life without making big mistakes. Big mistakes, talking about having children out of wedlock, having too many children that you can't take care of. That's men and women, because what happens, men, if you have too many kids, can't take care of them, ultimately what happens, your baby mama going to get fed up with you and put you on child support. And then if you can't pay your child support, ultimately what happens, you go to jail. You're in and out of prison. So you want to minimize risks, and so here is a great clip of a modern woman, and it seems to be a single parent who raised this man, and she evidently didn't factor in retirement as a goal in her life. I'm not sure what her age is, but her son looks about my age or older. So, modern women, your retirement plan cannot consist of your children taking care of you into your older age. Now, that needs to be a choice of your children if they choose to do that, but don't take away your children's adulthood or don't take away their time because you've made bad decisions in life and think that your children, my children is my fallback plan to to retirement. I'm just going to work and then retire and then have my kids take care of me. That's not right. It's not right. That's totally jacked up, if you ask me. You need to have done everything that you possibly could to have positioned yourself in the right place to make sure you have a comfortable retirement. So with that being said, honey, do you have anything to say?
No, let's get into this clip. I think you said everything perfectly.
Okay, yeah. So so we got this clip we want to share with y'all. So go ahead, honey. Go ahead and play it.
Oh, so you gonna sit up here in front like you doing me a favor, right? Since I put you on camera, you ain't got nothing to say, huh? So, really? Oh, you gonna act like you just moving my stuff and you just looking out for your mama, but in actuality, my own son kicking me the fuck out his damn house. Why? Because he got a new family on the way, and that individual has 2 kids, and he needs the space. So now he want to kick his own mama out the house after every.
All right. I don't mean to laugh. Homeless is a serious issue.
Yeah.
I was just laughing at the comedic dialogue that the mother was having, using her curse words and such. I am lost for words with this mother, with this modern day mother modern woman mother, and how she feels entitled that her son is supposed to house her. And if you look at this video, it seems as if this man has his own place. He's made it to the point of having his own apartment or home, and that's a success. Congratulations to him. And one of the things, obviously, he brought her into the household. She obviously didn't have a place to stay. Where you're while she's not staying with her best friend, your girlfriends,
Her man.
or her man, exactly. Where is your man? Where's your man at?
Mama need love too. Mama need a man.
Right. And to be fair with you, and to be honest with you, if a woman said that my retirement plan is my husband, that makes all the sense to me in the world. I don't know what happened in this woman's life, but that is one question that I see here is what happened to your man? Your son looks obviously 30 or 40 some year old. You where's his father? Where's his father? What happened?
Why is he burdened with the responsibility of taking care of you? Not burdened, but I mean, parents got to also think about that aspect too. You're putting your livelihood onto your child when, as much as we want to say, oh, that's mama and you got to care for mama because mama brought you into the world. Mama got to make good decisions too. And especially when you're a young person in this day and age and you're trying to make it, like, it's hard to take on the responsibility of older parents as well. Not saying that you don't love them, but just the financial load of that alone. Like, if mother's not contributing, and how is that young man then supposed to even want to better himself, in any way? We, as a culture, seems to say, oh, it doesn't matter. You got to take care of your mom. It doesn't matter your financial situation. Don't matter if you can do it or not. Like, burden yourself too. If mama burden, you burden too. But where's mama's accountability and making sure that she's handling herself, taking care of herself, being whole within herself, so that you don't try to say, oh, your kids they got to do it. I brought you in this world, so you got to do that.
Right. Yeah. And also to young men, don't fall into the trap thinking that you have to put up your mother because she made bad decisions. Your mother raised you, of course, yes, but now as an adult, you can make your decisions. Now, I'm not saying to make if your mother doesn't have any other options, you need to give her some advice. Help her to trying to figure out where shelter is. But at the same token, don't feel like you're obligated and have to miss out on opportunities because your mother made bad decisions in life and could not figure out her housing situation. Now I get it. The economic times are tough. Things are rough. But something tells me that if this lady can stand up here and sit up here and record her son doing all of this, then she can work somewhere to earn some sort of income in order to pay for her own rent. If not, where are her friends? Where are her friends?
Or your emergency plan. Why, as a culture, we don't normalize having an emergency savings, having an emergency fallback, where that's a normal thing, like where people put aside money for just in case emergencies, not, oh, take care of the emergency when it happens.
Right. We're such a reactive instead of a proactive society.
Yeah.
Culture, rather. So, all right, let's continue this because there's more to this video also too, because I have some issues with the man, with the brother as well, and his decision making of who he's moving in to his home. So let's go ahead and get to that.
Everything I just been through. The son that I gave birth to, gave life wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me and that I raised and want to kick me out of his own damn house. He can't do this shit. That's all right. I'll be calling the police so he can know that what he doing is wrong. You can't illegally just put nobody out your house. And the fact that I'm his mama makes it 10 times even fucking worse. Who does this to their own damn mama? That's all right. I'm gonna just let God handle it. It's all good.
Yes, let me loop that on the background. I got you. Go ahead.
I got some sound bites I want to take from that too. Put it on my stream deck. But yeah, like, okay, so mom gonna call the cops on her son because mama gonna get kicked out of her son's house, which is illegal, she said. She's gone so far to try to fear bait her son into thinking that kicking mama out is illegal. But the house is my son's home. She gone so far. And then on top of that, has the audacity to post this video. The son didn't post this video. The mama did it. That's dangerous. I see why the son didn't want mama in the house. You know, mama ain't thinking logically. She doesn't have a fallback plan on where she's going to live. Her first choice was the son. And then on top of that, she's trying to turn her son into a criminal. And there was no crime committed to call the police because it's illegal to kick mama out. I know this may be a touchy subject for most people, you know, very controversial. Some people may feel as if, you know, homeboy is crazy because he kicking, that's your mama. Homeboy, why are you kicking your mama out of the house? And his reply is, because I want to start a family of my own. Can't you do that with your mama in the house?
No.
Would y'all do that with y'all mom in the house? The way she's acting and want to call the police on you because you know it's illegal for you to move her stuff out of your own house. To me, mama trespassing. At this moment in time, he could call the police on her. Why not? He's a grown man, but that's mama. We got to look out for the best interests of mama. But mama put you all over the internet, dude. Is she looking out for your best interest? I want people to, okay, all those people out there who got mama living with them, I want you all to think about that. Is your mother looking out for your best interest? Now that you're grown. If you got one of those mamas that says that, you know, look at all this stuff I did for you, I would suggest you, if you feel guilty about that, give your mama some money and say, hey, mama, I paid you back for all those times that I acted up in school, acted up in church, at the after school program. And, you know, I acted bad and made you look bad. You know, here's some money to take care of that. And I'm sorry, you know, and consider the deed done. But you're a grown man. You're a grown, in some cases, other grown women. You're a grown person. You're an adult. You're able to make your own decisions. I don't think what homeboy did as far as putting his mother out was a bad decision. You know, that's my opinion. We're all entitled to our own opinions. And the reason being is because he wants to start his own life and have a family. Now, here's the kicker. You all saw at the end of the video that mama said he wants to move in another woman with kids. Another woman with kids. So he's going to get rid of one bad decision, and then may introduce himself to another one. Now, I don't know the background of the situation. I don't know the lady or the kids. But kudos to the man to want to take on this challenge of wanting to raise somebody else's kids. I'm not trying to knock him for that. I did say that was a bad decision because he could possibly make other decisions. He don't necessarily have to pick the mother with the kids, but that's who he fell in love with. You know, what they say, you can't help who you fall in love with. I mean, I'm the one. I believe that you can learn to love anybody that you want to, and in this case, homeboy then picked a mother with kids.
Is that the best decision? Minimizing risk?
Right.
Is that really minimizing risk? Not saying that anything is wrong with single mothers, but if you are brand new, into this relationship thing, you going in playing stepdaddy and husband. That's whew.
That's a challenge. He's going to step up to this challenge and be a father and possibly a husband. That's fine. I mean, I've seen it happen,
Yeah.
and then I've seen it not. I've seen it fail. A lot of we've had a lot of people talk on the internet already and talk about raising other people's kids, being a step mama, step daddy. A lot of the times, these children don't. You may not get all the respect that you desire from these children, even though you're taking care of them. And then just the fact of the matter, you're not these child's daddy. You're not the child's daddy or the child's mother. And that's realistic. So often at times these children, we go back to talking about childhood trauma, has some sort of trauma dealing with the single being raised by that single mother, and it's going to be up to him to really fix that. And realistically, he's taking on that challenge of all of that. Kudos to that brother, because that would not be a decision that I would have made. He's starting out having a relationship with a woman who already have kids, and he could possibly find another woman. Maybe, I don't know what he's doing, but I've also heard that here in America, it's hard to find a wife. Maybe that woman has shown signs to be a wife to him. And he's sold on the fact of being with this woman and possibly marrying this woman and bringing her into the house. If you ask me, he should probably marry her first before he brings her into the house. That might be a better situation, because evidently, if he's not married to her yet, he don't even know whether they're gonna make it or not. We don't know that. They may not even make it, or possible. Okay, well, I'll take that back. He probably shouldn't get married to her yet. He needs to figure out first if they're gonna make it. There you go. I correct myself. He needs to figure out first if they're gonna make it. One good decision he is doing is moving her into his house instead of him moving into her house, which he could get kicked out of her house if he moved into there, and then he could be calling his mama, asking, "Hey, mom, where you at? Can I move in with you?" Don't do that. Don't do that, guys. Young guys out there, don't move in with the girlfriend at an early age. Don't do it. Establish yourself. Get your home. Get your house. If you feel it's the time to have your significant other to move into your house, make sure y'all are married. You've all developed a relationship or engaged. You all developed a relationship that far to the point that that y'all are going to make it. And then move her into your house. Do not move her into. Don't move into her house. That's just minimizing risk for men, because men choose relationships. We have access to the relationship. We put the rings on the fingers of our wives. So that's my advice, is to have your wife move into your home, and then take it from there. See how that works out. But that video has multiple red flags. Like I said, mama want to call the police because he's gathering her stuff. At this point, mama's trespassing. She's no longer welcome, and he can't get her to leave. So he's going to gather her stuff and put her out on the street.
Right. That's the real legal issue.
Right.
She wants to throw in, I'm going to call the cops on you because you putting mama out. But whose name is on the lease, that would play a big part. If her name is on the lease, but I don't,
Right.
I wouldn't think that. So. Right. I wouldn't think so. I highly doubt that. Yeah.
And then guys too, don't put your mama name on the lease because you're not going to be able to get out your house. That ain't your house. That's you and your mama house. But if your name and your mama name is on the house, that's better than I would say just living just living with your mama. At least you're trying to own up to some sort of responsibility there.
Mhm.
So, like I said, there was multiple red flags in that video, and just we're just trying to go through some of them and just talk about them.
Yeah.
Uh, I found that video to be very interesting with the mother, like I said, wanting to stay with her son, and she felt it was a crime for him to move her stuff out. It's very comical. That's funny to me. Uh, and and then, you know, he's replacing his mother with a woman with children. You know, I just hope that he's weighed out his options. He weighed out his risks, and then he thought about what he was doing. But who knows? He might be lying to mama and saying that he's gonna move a woman in and she got kids, so I need your bedroom for the kids, mama. Because you know, I'm tired of this. You coming in my house making all this noise and telling me what to do, and I can't play Call of Duty past 10 o'clock because my surround sound system too loud. He might have been fed up because of that. You don't know. You don't know. But still, that's his situation. That is his situation. He can move mama out if he want to. You know, I would really love to see what the other what why not. Well, I want to see what the discussion is on why you shouldn't move mama out your house, other than the fact that she birthed you. Of course, everyone's going to say that. But at the same token, to be fair, you ain't asked to be here either.
Yeah, that's my big kicker. And the throw God in it at the end.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm gonna let God handle that. Well, why ain't you ask God to bring you a man a long time ago? Like, where was that then? Why you ain't asked God to help?
That's that lifeline that modern women use when they don't have an answer. They just throw Jesus take the wheel. God gonna figure it out. Man, when women, that's a red flag. When women say that means they didn't strategize, plan, or think for themselves in order to fix their situations. That's just the kicker. That's the indicator. That's the red flag. Just throwing God into the mix without the action and what they said, faith without action is dead. She has this dead faith of her situation is going to be fixed by God. Ask, talk to all the people who are homeless, and ask them about their decisions and how they ended up on the streets.
That is a good number. And about that, I wonder what is the population of, like, if there's any statistics on that, of like the homelessness of like the gender.
Well, they said that mostly
differences.
women are homeless.
Yeah,
The
they
homeless
get the shelter
population,
stuff.
right, consists of
Right.
mostly women, and those are the people who are accounted for. So what that's telling you, like you said, the shelters, mostly women are in homeless shelters. I have had friends, had a friend to tell me that's what he witnessed, and then the system is so readily available to kick men out to replace them with women and children. And that's part of the issue too, is all these handouts. If you can't do for yourself, whenever would you ever try to do for yourself? If someone is always hand feeding you a solution, hand feeding you money, hand feeding you food, will you ever try for yourself? And this seems to be one of these situations where the mama, she didn't make any good decisions. Evidently she didn't have to, and she figured that she was going to move in with her son and not have a place of her own.
Right. Or even say she did and this just randomly happened. Again, what happened to the emergency plan? Why are our kids always forced to be the emergency plan?
Right. And evidently she didn't have a place to go, because I tell you why, she's upset and mad. If she had a place to go, then she wouldn't be posting him over the internet like this, putting his business out there like that. That's the bottom line. That's what I see from this video.
That's the toxic part too. Everybody always wants to get on the kids. Oh, honor your mother and father and all this other stuff, but they never talk about the toxic stuff that parents do that impact the child.
Right.
What's going through this young man's mind? His mother is scolding him on a decision. He's a grown man, on a decision he can make for himself. Rather her being a loving, supportive mother, she scolds him, and of course she's directly involved, so it's biased. But I don't know. I have two boys of my own. So me being a mother, I wouldn't put all that responsibility. I'm a married woman as well, but I definitely wouldn't put that responsibility on my children, like to take, care of you. Like that's just not fair. Like, and you always say, "Oh, I brought you into the world and stuff." Well, yeah, but the children didn't ask to be here either. So why, just because, you brought them here, oh, they have to give, make sure to pay that back. Like it's due, something due. What happened to the love, unconditional love?
Yeah, that's true. That's
it's
true.
it's an unfortunate, very, very unfortunate situation. But in particular, I really do want to see these numbers on what are these statistics for the homeless population right now, especially when it comes to a lot of baby boomers retiring. A lot of people are
Yeah,
leaving the
those are the
workforce.
grandparents.
People are really forgetting. Like, I mean, you got people going to the nursing homes and stuff. Like, and like, times are hard for everybody. Like, what is this? What does this really look like? Like, let's see. I'm gonna try to share
Of
our
the homeless
screen.
population.
Mhm.
Particularly the demographics and I guess
Mhm.
this state of homelessness 2022 edition.
Yeah.
And then homelessness is on a rise too. With coming out of COVID, more people are being evicted.
Yeah, it's not a game. Like,
No, it's a real thing.
yeah, it's not funny. We are not at all saying that, it's not an unfortunate situation for the mother to be in. It's very unfortunate, extremely unfortunate. This is why we as a community need to work to prevent these things from happening. We need to make it a dialogue of having an emergency savings. We need to make it a dialogue of not splurging to buy certain stuff just because, it comes
I,
out, it's the latest, greatest.
I think the
Like,
most deeper than that, what women need to, in this case, this woman need to make better decisions in your early age, be sold on the institution of marriage, and work on your wife skills.
yes.
Work on your wife skills. First, work on your life skills, then work on your wife skills.
Yeah.
And then we have the solution for that. Wifeconomics.com.
Yeah.
My wife has put together a great curriculum of wife skills, wife curriculum, and then also self-help type literature and workbook activities that you can do in order to better your life and position yourself to get a husband, because we all know that it takes skills in order to raise a family and to not quit on your family. You need to raise your family, work hard towards your family. So the prize is that you don't end up homeless. You have a plan, you have a retirement plan.
Yes, yes, because God also said, I want to, I'm just saying this because she wanted to throw God in the end. God also said to, have a husband and have a family first, get married and then have kids, not have kids first. I mean, we're just talking about order of things so that you can prevent yourself from being in such unfortunate situations. At retirement, you'll be worried about how you and your husband are going to retire together. You would have figured that out together. Not, oh, I have a baby now, so my life is completely dedicated to my child, and as payback my child has to take care of me. How unfair. Like, how unfair. It's so unfair. So yes, I'm still definitely gonna pull up these statistics. Have you seen anything yet?
Yeah, I do see some interesting statistics. It says that um this is across different states.
And then, like, what's the rate of? I know I've heard on the news them say stuff rate of like
Wow.
younger adults moving back in with their parents. But I wonder if what's the rate of older adults, living with their children as well.
Wow. Nationally, men are only slightly more likely than women to be unsheltered. So
Wow.
nationally, 49% of individual men are unsheltered compared to 45% of women.
Okay.
So we're almost neck and neck when it comes to the homeless population as far as
Yeah.
women. And I'm pretty sure that those numbers are climbing.
Yeah.
It does state that men in some areas, women outweigh men as far as homelessness, like Colorado. 41% of men are unsheltered compared to 51% of women who are unsheltered in Colorado,
Yeah.
the state of Colorado. Let's see another one.
So mama got options. Not saying that it's not a funny thing, but I'm just saying like women, it's unfortunate, but women definitely have more help from the government when it comes to
Right,
being
they
on
can
the
find. They're
street.
more readily
Yeah.
able to find shelter. So
Right.
that see, that's different than unsheltered means you're out on the street.
Yeah.
So sheltered, if you factor in sheltered, then those numbers actually are probably greater than these numbers that I'm currently looking at.
Right. Which is unfortunate because if the shoe was on the other foot, like, I mean, because that's always devil's advocate. Oh, the mama would want to, you're supposed to bring in your son or whatever. But what about the mamas that don't do that? Because that's
Right,
very real.
right,
We know them. They don't take their son in. They say, oh, be a man, get it together.
right,
Kudos, young man, for trying to get it together in the best way that you see, Seriously.
right. That is true. Well, ultimately, this article is saying that there are more men who are homeless than women. And then we go back to then programs to help women. There are more programs out there to help women than men. Because had society see it, men are able to work. Men are able to find do those hard jobs that women don't want, don't want. Like
Yeah.
construction jobs, contractor jobs, those sort of jobs. So regardless if these men are homeless, um, more than likely men are more so able to do those type of jobs. So the more jobs are probably readily available for them.
Yeah.
And then also to look at the type of assistance, again, a type of assistance that the government provides for women. There's a lot of assistance programs, like homeless shelters. They have access to their toiletries and personal care products. They also have child care programs for mothers. But also too, there's not a lot of help for men because this society thinks that we're driven that men can help themselves, and as it should be. I think that's part of the attribute of a man is to figure out things out for yourself on how to survive. And that's something that evidently these men are doing. If it said it's what 70% of men in the United States, well, out of the homeless population is 70% men, and then 29% women. So, and that's unsheltered. Again, that's unsheltered. That means out on the street with no place to go, no roof over your head.
Yeah.
Well, they said that's in California. There's more women. I haven't seen that statistic, but there's possibly more women than men out on the street. But bottom line, don't let this happen to you, modern women. That's the title. Think that you can keep on, partying, going through life, that you don't need a man for anything. And it's ironic. It's the irony behind this video is that mama needs a man. Mama needed a man.
But she's trying to make that man her son.
Her husband's son. Stop trying to have husband sons. Stop that.
It's not right.
He's not responsible. One of my favorite mottos is that I am not responsible for your irresponsibilities. That man is not responsible for his mother's irresponsibilities. Don't let your children be responsible for your irresponsibilities. It's not funny. It's not fun and games. It's not cool. This man, he looked like he was well into his 30s, early 40s. He looked like he delayed a family, starting a family on his own, that he had to go and find a woman that already had kids.
Or even he's just still trying to get himself together still.
Right.
He doing something anytime he has his own place where he's able to take care of himself, he's doing his own thing, but maybe he's just being stunted. He's trying to take care of mama too. Mama
Right.
gotta feed mama, clothes, mama, electricity, everything. If she ain't got no job, electricity done gone up. She running up the light bill, the water bill, the gas bill, depending on where you stand. Like, I mean, let's be real. Like, it's not cheap taking care of somebody, and you just put all that responsibility on.
Mama probably there eating his food all day. He probably got to come back from work and cook for her. Probably, hope she not. But evidently he's fed up. Homeboy fed up. He chose somebody else over his mama. That's real. It happens. So I think overall we just need to make better decisions in our communities. And we're fighting for happy homes, happy families, so that situations like these don't happen to you all out there. And then recognizing these red flags before anything bad happens. But I think that ultimately that's the best. It's better to have. He's doing the right thing by getting his mother out of his house. I question the fact that he's bringing in the other woman, his partner, his female partner, and the child into his home. And there's possibly he needs to talk to somebody, preferably in the male realm, about decisions and what he's doing. He probably never had that type of guidance before. The way that mama's, operating, and how mean she is to post him up on the internet without any regards. She's trying to humiliate this man, embarrass him, demasculate him in some way to show that, oh, he's a bad son because he's putting mama out. And she's going to call the cops on him because it's illegal to put mama out. That's not true. That's not true at all. And then, like I said it before, she's trespassing. So, hey,
that's tough.
Yeah,
that is tough. Like, all seriously. And then honestly, like we were talking about earlier, like all the fallbacks. How did mama survive all this time? Like, has she gotten government assistance or anything like that before? Like, to where she didn't think for her that she had to then, really save up and prepare for her life when she got older? Like, do parents really genuinely some parents, I'm sorry, do y'all really genuinely believe that, oh, my child is put here solely to take care of me? Like, God can't work through your child in no other way except to take care of you? Like, and you severely limit like that ability to progress in life because your younger child now has to stop and focus on you.
right.
It's a very selfish viewpoint.
Yeah, but it's real. But like, we've seen examples of that. I've seen examples of that.
Moment of transparency, we can talk about it. My own mother, when we got engaged, the very first thing, instead of her saying congratulations, what she said? She said, so who's gonna take care of me? If we're gonna be real. Goodness fact, I already knew all of this, but don't do that.
How can you roll the dice? How can you? I don't understand. I just need someone to call. I would love for somebody to comment or call in on this. But how can you fix yourself? How can you make your child your retirement plan? Like, what is the thought behind that? And how can you fix that with yourself, you and your soul, and believe that that's all right? Where is that? Where do you get that confirmation from? How do you sleep at night with that being your retirement plan? To me, that's very That's a selfish, but yet also I couldn't sleep at night to think that, oh, I'm gonna wait till my kids grow up and then move in with them. They're gonna let me do that because I'm daddy. My daughter's gonna take me into her house when she get older because she love her daddy. Or my sons are gonna do that for me because they love me.
And that's not to say that there's some children that don't, especially if you're in the position to do so. And and we're talking when you're older and you're established and maybe you've already had your kids and stuff like that, and your parents get old and you got an in-law suite. You can afford those, those in-law suites where you move the in-law in. Like, let's not blend this situation to make it seem like this young man is fully prepared to.
Because evidently he's not. That he needs that bedroom for his girlfriend and the child is coming in. No, I'm serious.
I know, but
he felt as if he has a better use for the room that he put his mother in.
Yeah, right.
There's reasons why this guy did this, and also too, there's reasons why mama don't have a backup plan. Mama's not a wife, y'all. How many of y'all seen that? Got that? The reason why mama has to move out on the street because she wasn't a wife to somebody. You can blame men all you want. Maybe she didn't have a good man and all the men. Okay, all right. Well, then she chose those men. Mama chose the man. His mother chose the man that slept with her to have him. Where is he at? Where is he? He's not with her. So evidently, mama wasn't showed signs to be a wife to him. Maybe
he probably ran away. The way that lady was talking to her own son, and he's talking about, oh, this somebody I birthed. If this is somebody that you birthed, you love them, you care for them, you don't want to see them hurt. You don't want to hurt them. You want to, love them, not hurt them.
Right.
So obviously, you have a skewed way of showing love.
Right. That's true.
Oh. How do you call into the show? I'm so sorry, guys. The link is in the description, should be, of the video. If it is not,
oh, we have a chat. There's somebody in the chat.
Oh, we do? Guys, look, we're up here chatting, and we are new to this, so we trying to. We didn't even realize this was all integrated. Hey, y'all. Wow. Let's see.
Hey, shout outs to the people that's in the chat. We appreciate the comments. Thank you all for joining and watching the show. But yeah, these are just real life situations that people go through. We're just trying to help out and then help other people to see these examples, because these are things that go on every day. But like we said, that retirement, we as young adults, we need to be serious about retirement. We need to be serious about our relationships, and then also too, we need to be serious about accountability.
We always, everybody always wants to say, oh, this is family, and you're responsible, and such and such and such, so this person can make all the bad decisions. We don't know how many times this young man might have put his mama up. This might not have been the first time. But time after time after time and time after time again, it seems like, mother's in this situation to where, because if she wasn't making these mistakes, she seems old enough to kind of have had it together by that time. If you weren't repeatedly making mistakes to where your son has to then bail you out. Like, I mean, where is the accountability of being your own responsible adult? Regardless, take titles out of this, complete titles out of this, because we want to always bring in, oh, this is family, but not recognize family can treat you worse than some people out on the street. Complete honesty. Like, let's be real, people. Like, let's be real. So let go of this whole ideology of mama can't do nothing wrong. Mama's always perfect. Not everybody has a perfect mama. Not everybody has a perfect dad. But then even still, even for the children, it's okay to accept that, but you have to then take that accountability to heal your wounds that you might have acquired from your childhood, so that then you could be a productive adult in society, because that's the purpose, to be a productive adult in society, parents and children, not having to say, oh, we don't have to do that, we got our kids because we birthed them.
Oh, that's right. Yep, accountability. At the end of the day, I think that sums it up with that video. I know we beat that video up enough, but I think at the end of the day, we all need to hold ourselves accountable. And that goes back to the slogan that I was saying. That's the bottom line of it. I'm not responsible for your responsibilities. So, there's things that we all need to make the right decisions and move forward and carry those things out. And be, like you said, be responsible about what we're doing next and how we're reaching our goals, because I'm pretty sure mama probably had a lot of options back in the day, and she could have ended up in a better place than what she's in currently with her, no longer with her son. So, but all jokes aside, I hope everything works out with them. I hope mama found a place to stay. And then also too, I hope that brother finds somebody to talk to too about navigating the next chapter of his life, and then especially taking in more responsibilities. He looks like, he's just starting out with his life. I'm hoping that, it all works out dealing with his relationship and his stepchild or the stepchildren that he's coming into. And then I really do hope that it all works out, because at the end of the day, like we said, we're about building families, and then we hope that he can provide and give his time and effort to raise children with her, or raise his children. There's nothing wrong with that. Because a lot of children out here don't have two parent households. We beat that up in the first video that we made. How, what is it? 46% of America's children, is it 46?
What were, yeah,
Or single?
home?
No, or
A
single
family.
family.
Yeah.
So what he's doing is he's reducing those numbers. He's preventing them to be in those statistics, and hopefully he can give those kids a good start in life, if they don't already have a start, but a better opportunity to not be a statistic on the negative end. And I hope everything works out for them.
Yeah, because you got to get it while you're young. People, you forget that. Like, we got to really go after it while you're young and do all that you can while you're young, so that you're not wasting away.
Oh, squandering your youth.
Mhm.
Modern women, don't squander your youth. Those are the best times for you to get your man, to attract your husband. It's in your youth, your prime, your young adult age. And mama could have used that advice.
Yeah, and definitely communication advice, like how to communicate. How, if mother, you need to have somewhere to stay, have that conversation like a responsible adult with your child, and maybe ask, how do we work this out? Can I stay a couple days or a couple weeks, or until this time, or even can you help me figure out where to go next?
Right.
Ask, speak up. Everybody's so like, oh, don't want to talk. Like, there's some nonverbal cues, like that's how you communicate. No, that's toxic. You communicate by speaking up, by using your words in a healthy way to have a conversation. Respect for that young man.
Right.
He's a young man now. Respect him.
And you made a good point, honey, too, because it doesn't look like there was a lot of communication or either healthy communication that took place. It may have been some sort of communication to where he was telling her that, Mama, I'm going to put you out. I got somebody else moving in, and she didn't receive that well at all.
Mhm.
She has no other choice but to respect his decision. But bottom line, it is time. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But yeah, the message is, don't let this be you, modern women. Make better decisions in your early years. Have the focus of retirement. Try to strategize and figure out how you're going to get there in a safe and respectable manner. And
Don't put it on your kids.
yep, and don't put it on your children. Make good decisions. And then on a side note,
Children not feel I just want to say that for those who need to hear that, children, do not feel that you are your parents' retirement plan.
right? Yeah, don't feel
You
guilty.
aren't. And
Don't feel like
yeah,
don't be guilt tripped into thinking that you have to take care of your parents who already went through life, and then you have to sacrifice yours. That is not a thing. Don't do that. You only got one life, so you make the best of it. By all means, help your parent out as much as you can from a distance, But at the same token, don't feel the need to be overrun, have your life overrun by your parent, and you yourself are already an adult trying to start your life. That man looked like he was trying to start his life, but like I said, good luck to them. Hopefully they figure it out. If anybody out there got any updates on that family, by all means, I would like to know. So
or tomorrow night, call in, because we started a little late this time, so we ran a little late this time. But tomorrow night, feel free to call in, catch up. Like, we had this conversation. If you disagree, we can have this conversation. We stand on that. So.
Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe on our YouTube, and also join in on conversation. We appreciate the chat. If you want to call in, I think the Instagram Live is probably the best way the easiest way. You can even call in and ask us questions. We don't have to just stick to the topics. We would love to stick to the topic. If you have a question or want to call in and talk about the topic, just let us know. I think Instagram Live is the easiest way to do it.
Or restream. You don't have to be on camera. If you don't want to be on camera and you just want to call in and have your little avatar.
So they have to click on the host link. And then, so every time we go up here, put it on the host link. But but that's our session for you all tonight. Thank you all for participating. Thank you all for joining in. And then we'll see you all tomorrow night at 8:30. Good night. Good night, family. Peace.